we'll have this discussion.
Discussion? What discussion?
This is a discussion combustion.
Coming to you from Denver, Colorado. This is Discussion Combustion Podcast with your hosts, Kevin Batstone and Arthur Raw.
So it's this weekend then?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Are you going to be able to make that?
I can make a
Friday or Saturday?
I can make that.
Night.
I can make that.
I have to work Saturday during the day.
No, I can make that. Halloween party. I mean, the last time we did I wasn't there last year. I forget where the hell I was.
We didn't do one last year.
That's why I wasn't there.
Sam was pregnant. Kayla was. Every woman that we hung out with that usually come to the party, we're all fucking knocked up and pregoed.
Yeah, so we needed to take a year off because the year before that, I was Joe Exotic. No, was that the year before? I don't know. Sometime.
Yeah, the year before you were Joe Exotic. Then, no. You were the cop and then Joe Exotic. What
no, the cop. No, I was Bob Ross one time. I was the painter.
Oh yeah,
that was good.
Kevin,
I actually got to hand it to Kev though. He has some really good Halloween.
You pull him off. You dig deep.
The Joe Exotic was good.
You pull him off well, man.
Well, Joe Exotic.
I shaved my shit into it.
I know. I mean, I could see why you would do Joe Exotic because you were like into that shit.
I mean, we're friends with John Rinke. Shout out John Rinke's been on the show twice.
What's up, John?
I mean, you guys, I just go, huh? I mean, I get it, but you know. At the same time, it's like I never think that deep
about costumes.
I just go to the store. And
what was your last?
You always come up with some weird shit,
costume,
though.
Jamie?
Well, now that Kelly and I haven't seen each other the last 3 years, I mean, she always gets them. Like,
what do you mean? She decides what you're going to be?
Yeah.
I don't know about
Which
that.
is fine. You know, I don't even have to fucking worry about it. I just
put on.
You just put on some.
Yeah,
clothes.
I was like, "Where's the party?" I don't care about the costume. I don't care about winning. I just want to have a party.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what you were.
I think the best one was we both that was a good one, but the best one is when she got his costumes where I was the electrical cord and she was the outlet.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that one was really good.
But what I thought was like
really
the electrical cord was right here in my crotch, so it looked like a cow. It looked like udders to me.
Oh, because the prongs weren't sturdy.
Right.
They were
like
kind of hanging around.
Well, and then the last time you were on the show was the Christmas special, and you had your snowman with the wiener on it.
Oh yeah. Did you guys get in trouble for that?
Facebook pulled it.
They pulled the picture down.
No, it wasn't the picture. It was the promo clip.
Oh, they pulled the promo
because the promo was that.
Damn it, Jamie!
Yeah. And it was a crooked dick too, because when you put your finger in there, it kind of goes off.
Have you seen those commercials for PD? I've been seeing them a lot. They've been coming up, and they use like a bent carrot. They're like, if you have a bent carrot down there.
Oh, Edie. I thought you said PD.
No, yeah, I did say PD.
What is PD?
It's a penile something
dysmorphia.
Dysmorphia. It's like where your penis has like it's curved, and they're running all these commercials, and they show like a bent carrot.
Oh, like you can fuck around a corner.
You could fuck around a corner.
I knew a buddy in high school.
He
had a crooked dick. Yeah,
I've seen it. I mean, I've seen it before.
We always give him shit because he could fuck around a corner because his dick was crooked.
Yeah. I mean, But I've been seeing these commercials about PD. It says like 1 in 10 guys have a crooked dick.
Who cares?
Really?
Who cares?
I mean, wouldn't that like add a bit of flavor?
If it curves
we
up.
think that, but do women think that?
Yeah, I guess it depends which way it curved.
If it curves up, I feel like that could be beneficial.
You know, I've always wondered. You know, this is a really good question because I've always wondered. You know, we think that women just want like these huge like elephant cocks, right? So every month,
here we go.
A woman uses a fucking tampon, right?
That's correct.
Well, not everyone, but
some of them use other things,
like pads, or there's like
a menstrual cup.
Yeah,
the women use the cup like collects all the blood.
There's multiple different ways.
Anyway, before I throw up, you know, I just want to say, I was like, we think you know this large penis is going to be like some, but I can guarantee you, being 50 years old and living with women that have never heard a woman insert a tampon, go, oh, you know, like they just can't wait.
For talking sexual pleasure.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, why would they though? Like unless they're aroused by the situation of this tampon insertion.
Well, some women get aroused by penetration.
That's fair.
But tampon penetration?
That's different though, because it has a purpose.
Well, they're the one that invented size doesn't matter. I mean, what's a tampon? The size of your pinky?
I mean, what do they say? You know, the motion of the ocean. You know, I can see that being correct.
It's not the size of the ship; it's the motion. Of the
ocean. And it's all about the passion in the captain's heart. Honestly,
there is a lot of that.
That's what I think it comes down to.
Yeah, the experience,
passion in the captain's heart.
You have to look him in the eye.
No, you don't have to.
Well, no. If you want, I mean, you look him in the eye.
It creeps me out.
Well, if you look him in the eye, they think,
They think what?
They think that they're really into me.
If you look them in the eye?
Yeah, they don't care what size your dick is.
No, they really
I mean, unless you have like
that eye contact? Eye contact over penis size?
I don't know about. I mean,
I bet you it's eye contact over penis size. I would be willing to bet. And I bet you when this is all over with, if you guys get like little notes
Yeah, viewers, comment down below,
Yeah,
ladies.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
It's I mean,
about that.
and everybody's into different shit.
Because I mean,
It's true.
look at me. I'm a fucking gorgeous man. I have a small dick,
Well,
and I've never had a problem with women ever.
I think you're absolutely
fair.
gorgeous.
Well,
I agree with that.
But
whole
nobody's
statement.
as gorgeous as this blue eyes.
well, see, you have
Here
proof.
we go again.
Mr. Blue Eyes.
You have proof that it worked
Here we
twice.
go again.
Yeah, I got proof that it worked twice. Yeah.
So we
I
can
have
take
two
your word for
wonderful
that.
kids. Yes, two wonderful kids.
I don't have any kids. So you're gonna have to take my word for.
No.
They call me the average hitter.
The average.
Now,
hitter.
now, if you were in a relationship, what did they call those people that just decide not to have, like Damon? What did they call those? There was a term for
not having children.
Yeah, for a couple not having kids, they called them something.
That's gonna be me.
Huh.
Or that is. Me.
I don't know what that term is. A couple
See,
that chooses not to have kids.
That's why you need somebody in the room. You can go, hey, Carla. Look up what the people are.
That'll be your job because Joe Rogan has a Jamie. His name's Jamie.
Yeah.
We need our Jamie to be
well,
Jamie.
Then you can go, hey, Jamie, Google the what they call like couples that don't have. No, there's something.
Well,
There-
we
there's
have we have these
name
things in
for
our
it.
pocket called smartphones.
Yeah, but we're supposed to bring back the age-old art
I know.
of just having
But
a conversation.
What are we asking?
Across the
What do they call a couple that doesn't have kids?
Yes.
What do you call a couple that doesn't have kids?
According to Quora, but if they decided before or after marriage not to have kids after marriage, then it's called voluntary childless or child-free family.
Yeah, that's
and
way
if they
too-
didn't decide anything about not having
doesn't-
kids and they can't reproduce a child due to infertility, then it's called involuntary childless or child-free family or...
So voluntary or
Involuntary.
involuntary,
Yeah.
childless.
Yeah. Is that the term you
Family.
thought?
Yeah,
It is?
It's pretty
Yeah.
simple. I was thinking there would be like a cooler name for that.
No, I think there was a slang name.
Yeah, I
There
mean,
probably
what
is.
what could we call that?
I just like kidless.
Smart.
So let's
Smart.
go. Let's go kinless. Because kinfolk. It's like but I guess you still have your parents and stuff. So that
No,
wouldn't work.
because my
I
old
don't- I don't
neighbor,
get it.
Yeah, we're
my
trying,
old neighbor Kim Shady,
Who?
back in Kim Shady, her name was Kim. She lived, next door to me when I was all married and all that stuff. She had a name for people that got married and didn't have kids. Not because of middle.
So it's like a street term. slang
yeah, it's
term.
like a street term. I can't remember what it
What
was.
was Kim Shady saying?
We
her
were
name?
talking about people that didn't have kids.
Oh, was Kim Shady the one that didn't have kids?
No, she had a daughter.
So she was the one with the slang term. She came up with it.
Maybe, I don't know.
Huh.
You can come up with any word.
Yeah, like word.
Word. Tim 4, Roger that.
I mean, one word that I was upset that actually existed before I thought I came up with it
Moist.
was no, it's not moist.
Moist.
It's not moist, Kevin or Jamie. it's waylay. It's waylay. And my definition was way laid back, way lazy, relaxed, chillin',
Waylay
waylay.
has been out since like
Waylay.
fucking 30s.
But what's the actual definition? Do you know?
I don't know. I know Waylay like I fucking waylaid him like
Wasn't that melee?
or melee, yeah.
Yeah, melee. No, waylay.
See, now I'm confused.
Waylay.
No, melee is fist combat.
Melee.
But the actual definition of waylay is to intentionally disrupt a conversation with like words. And
That's what it means?
Yeah, waylay is to interrupt and disrupt the conversation with how you're having your conversation.
I never thought I'd come on this show and actually
Learn
be
something?
educated. Yeah.
We know
Word of
some
the
things.
week is back, people,
it
for
back?
this limited time arrival.
Waylay and Waylay.
We bring it back once per year on Jamie's episodes. And I believe this is episode 230.
Yeah, 2:30. So there was a kindergarten student who went up to the teacher in class.
I hope this is a joke.
And the kindergarten student was like, 2:30. And the teacher's like, sorry, it's actually 11 o'clock right now.
No, his 230.
Yeah, 2:30.
That's like a popsicle stick.
Yeah,
joke, right?
yeah. I was trying to put it, the kid's tooth hurt. The tooth hurt.
I
But
thought
this
we
is
were going to a woke thing, and I was like, this is going to piss me off.
No, but it is episode 230. Jamie Roehrich is back. He's here. He's vicious. He's looking sexy. You are looking sexy over
I've
there,
been
man.
told by the girlfriend that I've been getting angry. And I think I have been getting angry.
You see, that's like, as I get older, I'm calming down, and you're getting angrier. You used to be all calm when I first met you.
I know.
What are you getting angry about?
Well, I think I just have so many things going on in my life.
Oh yeah, we talked
What?
about we don't have to air all
You're going
that.
to turn into that
Well,
grumpy
no.
old man.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I have so many things going on. Like I don't want to. All I want is like me and Kelly to like sit down and watch like documentaries and like nature shows.
Oh, that sounds so
and
nice.
have somebody not come and go, I need this, or what do you think I need to do, or or what's going on? Yeah,
Right.
I have so many irons in the fire right now that
Yeah.
I just get angry.
You've been driving across Hell's Half Acre.
Yeah.
That'll do it. That'll get to anyone. That'll get to anyone. But speaking of documentaries, we got to segue into the. I think there's a new episode coming out tomorrow night, or when the viewers are listening to this, it'll be out. Candace Owens, shout out to the Daily Wire. Matt Walsh does great work over there. I've been enjoying the Daily Wire Plus. I did subscribe to it, and Candace Owens has a documentary out right now. There's 9 episodes by the time you hear this, and the 10th one comes out next week, and it's called Convicting a Murderer.
Yeah, I don't have the plus.
We have to. If you're able to watch it, I have the Plus. Otherwise, it's just the Daily Wire. You can just read shit, but the Daily Wire Plus is their stream service.
Oh, well, I have the plus.
You got the Plus. You're an A+ student.
Yeah, there's some serious cool documentaries on it.
Oh, yeah, no, Daily Wire is great. So, in 2015, December, this came out. Everyone was home for Christmas, right? They're watching it. Making a Murderer. Everyone's heard about it. I've talked about it on this show before.
Yeah, everybody's binged it, yeah.
We've all seen it. There's 2 seasons, blah, blah, blah. The first season's obviously the best. Second season's kind of lame.
Arthur, did you see it?
Only one time, don't really remember it. I was doing drugs back then.
Well, that's an honest answer. It's an honest
bless
answer.
you.
So I'm not really a true crime guy, as most people know, but at the time my girlfriend was, or still is. Got me into this. Making a Murder. Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey, we all know. Manitowoc, Wisconsin. We were all led to believe, 56.9 million people watched the documentary, that the police
Coerced.
The interrogators coerced Brendan Dassey, and that there was evidence planted.
Well, they
and all
made it
stuff.
seem like, he was like, he's just this, dumb guy, worked at a junkyard, and, he just, was in trouble a few times when he was a kid, so they just, like, basically, every time something happened, they came back to him. That's the way I was the same way as everybody else. I thought, he was totally
We
innocent.
all thought he was innocent. And I know a lot of people that haven't seen this documentary are probably going, what the hell are you guys talking about? And so how far are you, though, Jamie?
I've watched everything. I think a new show comes out tomorrow.
New one comes. Okay, good. So we can talk about everything up to this point. So, the big takeaway is, the program kind of goes into what we thought was like his past criminal history was actually quite more significant than what Making a Murderer let on.
The first, making a murderer, it seemed pretty, minor and like, this is what country boys do.
Right.
But now that we're watching, he was
beating women.
Yeah, he really perverted.
Very perverted. Had a huge pornography collection.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh, so none of this was
in Making a Murderer.
None of this was.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're talking about. It's like, so what? Netflix made this amazing documentary.
#1 documentary to date on their network.
Yeah. So they're talking to these people that made that made this documentary, and now they're like, well, we didn't have enough time to put everything in there. Well, you put everything in there to make them look good.
Yeah.
It's misleading.
Yeah. But why?
It was very misleading.
Why would they choose to make it look like he is?
Because I was going through the whole.
To build
it was going
distrust.
through the whole COVID thing. They were trying. My opinion, I think they're trying to do it because they were trying to, like, Candace Owens said it the best. Like, it was like going to be the white person's,
equality.
Yeah.
Right. Because this was like the first time that because we had seen police arresting the black community and the minorities, and now all of a sudden we have a white guy that's in the situation. And everyone kind of comes together.
It was a way to
Interesting.
Yeah. And
I do think that there is that would be the motive behind it. But what really and people are just going to have to watch it. We have time to dissect.
I think it was more because
police.
I think it was more distrust in
police
police because people didn't like the police.
Yeah, well, that's when the whole hands up, don't shoot thing was going on and all this stuff.
So they're trying to downplay the system.
Correct.
The laws and everything that we've done for years and years and years.
Yep.
And if you were to watch this new set of documentaries, again, you have to pay to see, what I feel is like the whole story.
Yep.
Because nobody wants. As soon as you start saying what is actual fact, nobody really wants to hear that. They want to hear what they want to hear. That's the way society is nowadays. Nobody wants to get hurt. Nobody wants to think. Everybody wants to think it's perfect.
Correct.
And it really isn't.
And I think it goes. What this also shows me is how easy documentaries can mislead you. The storyteller takes you where they want it to go, but when you have court testimony and evidence actual courtroom footage, which we see in this, that was edited and manipulated and moved around. They were taking camera shots, like reaction shots, when they would.
Oh yeah, they were like
they manipulated all of that to make it appear.
And what really bums me out is I was like a huge documentary fan because I felt I could watch a documentary, and this is where I could get some facts and get some education. And what this is showing me is like, well, maybe even
the documentaries are biased.
Yeah, maybe all these documentaries, that I was like, getting a debate about, the color blue or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I watched this documentary and maybe it's all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Not what the facts are.
Well, I like how that was one of the first things that you said, Kev, is that you admitted that you had been supporting the wrong thing now for.
I've defended Stephen Avery
since the first one that came out.
For 7 years, I've sat here frustrated that this man was behind bars, as I was led to believe, as an innocent man.
I remember you saying, hey, they're going to come out and they're going to like the president and
they were
Congress and all this stuff.
They took it to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what about Kathleen Zellner?
Well, the reason it didn't happen is because the actual court case knew.
They know
all the real evidence,
and we didn't.
Yeah,
we didn't. As viewers, and we were. And it is frustrating. And now, I felt like I was living 2015 all over again. Because when I watched Making a Murder the first time, I lost sleep over it. I'm like, this is. This is crazy.
He says you're back on that. Like you got to stay up.
I was.
You got to stay up. You're like, well, because you had 6 episodes to binge or something.
I had 8. Yeah.
Yeah. So he had some time to get through.
Well, let's hope Candace is doing us good.
I think that the intent is good there, and I think the filmmakers of this are showing the shit what we didn't see. Right. We already knew it was in Making a Murder. There's so many things, and we don't have. It could be a whole podcast in itself, so we're not going to spend too much time on it. But what I will say is, what the 2 things that from Making a Murder that convinced me was the blood vial and the key. Oh, the key was planted in the blood vial. They stole his blood. All of that's nonsense.
Well, yeah, but now it's all explained really well.
It's all explained really well, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you understand, because I used to think to myself, they have this little trailer. They searched this thing 7 times. You're telling me they couldn't find the key? Which they didn't. We learned that. And each time they did search it was for a specific item. We got to go get the vacuum cleaner. We got to go get the carpet cleaner. They weren't like rummaging through everything.
No.
Right? So it wasn't until that final search when they were rummaging through everything that the key falls out.
Right.
It all makes sense. The blood vial. Ask your daughter, Samantha Roehrich, who's been on this program before. She's a phlebotomist. She will tell you that they insert the blood into the vial that way. And I'm sitting here thinking, they went in with a syringe, pulled it out, planted it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all been right there under our nose.
Right. Yeah. It was pretty crazy. It's a good one to watch. See, I hope a bunch of people are interested in it.
So yeah, I would recommend it for the Making a Murderer fans. If you were a fan of that show, you should watch this.
I would recommend.
You would erect it?
Yeah, I would erect it. I would recommend that as much as, in my opinion, on having cheerleaders in NASCAR.
Yeah. Well, I think I would support cheerleaders in NASCAR.
This
was that on the episode, or were we just talking about that prior?
Prior.
It was prior.
Yeah. No, sometimes I forget.
Well, I like giving Kevin shit about NASCAR.
Yeah.
Because he's still trying to convince everybody it's a real sport.
Well, I do have the 4th ranked best NASCAR podcast in the country, so maybe we'll have you on and you can talk about cheerleaders. On Mash the Gas.
They still sell a lot of Bud Light, so I mean.
Not at NASCAR. No, that's the wrong crowd for that.
I mean, seriously, if it's every sport out. Well, no, hockey doesn't have cheerleaders here, does it? So before I say anything,
tennis.
Does tennis no?
Golf.
No.
I didn't even know tennis was a sport either.
Is golf?
Again, I don't know if that's a sport either.
I think it's a sport.
No, they're totally sport. I mean, you got to think about what's in the Olympics. Anything that's ever been in the Olympics, I think it has been.
I don't think that makes it a sport, though. Like, just because it's in the Olympics. And there's other things that are not in the Olympics that are a sport, because they get added.
But Olympics is sports. It's all the sports.
Right, but if it's not in the Olympics, it doesn't mean it's not a sport.
No, but if it is in the Olympics, then it is a sport.
Correct.
When are they going to put NASCAR in the Olympics?
There's auto racing in the Olympics.
NASCAR. Where they just go one direction.
I'd like to see that. Or drag racing. Olympic drag.
Oh, yeah, drag racing, yes.
Olympic drag racing.
Do they? I don't think they do that.
They don't have that.
Oh, so I guess that racing isn't a sport then.
It's 100%. How's it not a sport?
I'm just messing around. I'm trying to get on Jamie's troll level over here.
You're trying to get them all fired up?
I don't know. Did they have horse racing? They only go one direction.
The Kentucky Derby?
Yeah, they only go one direction.
That's kind of a big deal.
Could you imagine that if they had horses like doing figure eights? It'd be a fucking mess.
I mean, it'd have to be like an infinity with like a bridge, so they never run into each other.
Figure eight horse race, I'd go to that.
Dude, Kelly and I still go to the horse races out.
Oh, we go out to one off in Arapahoe Park?
Yeah, Kelly and I went.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, we went 2 or 3 times this summer.
Did you win? Did you get any winnings?
I did win once. I won really good once. I took a chance and I did win once.
That's what he did. We went out with my dad for Father's Day, and I lost everything. I bet like $40, and he wins.
We
guy
went
who
with,
know anything about horse racing.
yeah,
That
we
wins.
went with Mark and Lauren. And Lauren bet like on like the worst horse on the planet.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure it was like half zebra and donkey, and won.
Oh hell yeah!
That's a long shot. That's the
awesome.
Dark, that's what they
Right.
call in the biz the
Yeah.
dark horse.
Yeah, yeah, and she like made
See,
money.
when I do horse bet, no, I kind of take the safer bets. I like quinilla bets because quinilla bets, or even an exacta box, right? You just got to get the first 2 horses in any order, right? And you put I don't know $8-10 down, and it could pay $40-50.
Yeah, on the last one that I did, I just did like 4 individual horses, and I just put down a good amount on all of them, and I made all that money back and then some.
So you bet on like
yeah,
each horse to win or whatever.
something like that, but not every single one of them. I did 4 out of maybe there was 10.
Yeah, there's probably like 9 horses in that
And
race.
so
Yeah,
I
because some
did
people
4.
like take all 5 horses and like rank them. Like
Yeah.
this horse, I'm betting this horse is going to win
Yeah.
first, second, third, fourth, and fifth.
And that pays out huge if you nail it.
if
Oh
you-
yeah, that'd
if
be
you-
crazy if you hit that.
Yeah,
That would be crazy.
I don't know how they do that, but I've went with different. They bet on the jockey.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They bet on the horse. Some people go with odds. Some guy go with the lowest. I mean, it's a crap.
I was by an odds guy because I wanted my more bang for the buck.
Well, yeah, well, because like
You know?
usually I would take 3-1 horse. It's like, oh, this horse just won a race a couple weeks ago. This thing's probably going to win. But then all of a sudden you have a 15-1 horse come in and win the race.
Right.
So it's like the odds. It's the same way you look at any sports betting. Oh, this team's favored to win by 3 points, and then they
Right.
get blown out. Like it's a guide. It's a gauge of where you should go with it.
Right.
Yeah, because it's really all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a grand time. I had a blast, and the food was good too.
Food's pretty good out there.
What was I think I got the nachos. Yeah, I did get the nachos.
Well, you really can't go wrong with nachos. I mean,
know.
you throw some fucking processed cheese on it, some jalapenos.
I'm so snacky now that the season's changed. I swear to God,
It's coming.
Ever
Yeah.
since fall
Mr.
hit,
Blue Eyes looks fucking great over here. Wait.
I do have
He's got
snacky.
Thanksgiving turkeys
About
coming.
to get husky.
Thanksgiving's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
What are you
looking
doing for
forward to it.
Thanksgiving?
Eating.
You eating?
I don't think I've even planned that out that far. I mean,
I'm smoking a turkey. Last year I spatchcocked it. He was there for that. I'm going to spatchcock it again.
yeah. My mom died a year ago. Kelly's mom just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just everything's a mess right now. So,
So you're just kind of riding the wave.
yeah. So
They do like the order Chinese food thing.
yeah.
You know.
And chop the head off.
No, that's more
like on the-
Christmas time, I think.
Is that Christmas?
Oh yeah. Like the Christmas Story. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Oh, is that this? I
That's
don't
a
know.
Christmas
I
story.
feel like Chinese anytime.
Think about that. I mean, I do
You
like
know?
Christmas Story, but I just saw it so much. They used to play it for 24 hours.
I own it.
It's like growing up, it's like it was just on all day.
Right.
I think Home Alone's a better Christmas movie.
Home Alone's a good one.
The first one.
Die Hard's a good Christmas movie.
Yeah, I was about
Die
to say
Hard's
Die
good.
Hard. Isn't Pulp Fiction technically a Christmas movie?
See, that's like one of the Die Hard debates.
Yeah, because for one, that's in like California. So
I mean,
the
but still,
weather-
what like Christmas doesn't
right,
exist.
but the
in
weather's all
California.
nice. People want
Yeah.
snow.
Where did Die Hard take place?
I want to say New York or
Was
something.
it New York? That is a good movie.
I'm not too
Bruce
sure.
Willis
San
is-
Francisco, maybe?
Bruce Willis isn't doing well.
No, he's not doing well at all.
He's got I don't know-
Alzheimer's.
Yes, Alzheimer's.
Yeah, that's too bad.
He's not going to be acting anymore.
No.
Epic movies, though.
Yeah,
he
he
did
did great.
like do his last
Had a lot of
movie.
good ones.
Yeah. It's pretty sad because he was remember Moonlighting when everybody first figured out who he was?
No.
What's
It was a
what's
sitcom.
Moonlighting?
It was a sitcom. It was a late night sitcom with Sybil Shepherd.
I don't know if I ever saw that.
Well, you guys are pretty young, but I remember it.
First movie I saw with him was, and it's still one of my favorites, is with him and Damon Wayans. Came out like 91, 92. Last Boy Scout.
Yeah,
Where-
but I'm talking like late '80s, early '90s
When he was
where-
getting into his career.
Yeah, and there was a sitcom with him and Sybil Shepherd. It was called the sitcom was called Moonlighting.
I'm sure some of our older viewers will remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was knee high to a grasshopper then.
Right.
Moonlighting sounds like, you're gonna do like a nighttime picnic. During the
Moonlighting is
summer.
where you have a job and then you do something after your job. It's what they call moonlighting.
What if,
Okay.
what if we were to do a nitty-gritty dirt band and go fishing in the dark? Would that be moonlighting?
Well, are we professional fishermen?
No.
No. Then
But we
wouldn't
can't. We could be.
I mean, does somebody pay us to go fishing?
I mean, we could get some sponsorship. Bass
Right.
Pro wants to come on board.
So I guess that would make sense if we were like professional fishermen, and then we went and like
That'd be a
somebody
cool
was
job.
paying us after work to go fish in the dark.
Yeah.
Have you
That'd
ever
be
seen some of
moonlighting.
those crazy fishing documentaries? Like Deadliest Catch was one, but like these guys that are out there on these fishing boats.
Like the river monsters.
No, not the river.
love
monsters.
river
Isn't that one?
That's not a fishing thing though.
But they're
I mean,
like
it
basically
kinda
they're
is.
like fishing up these
But
river
I'm
monsters.
talking like these guys that are on these seas. Like you see them like getting thrown out of their bed at night because the seas are so violent. Those kind of fishing boats.
Yeah, like the deadliest jobs out there.
Deadliest Catch. You know, all that kind of stuff.
Sketchy.
They're out there like crab fishing and you know whatever. I don't know if I'd want to do that.
That'd be a tough gig. Really tough.
I don't know. They have crabs in San Francisco that taste pretty good. I don't know if I want to. You know,
crabs in San Francisco?
Yeah. Dungeness crabs. They're not.
Is that where they're from?
Well, no. I'm just saying you can get Dungeness crabs and you can get Dungeness crabs in fucking New Hampshire.
Is Dungeness? That's a type of crab?
Yeah.
Dungeness?
Anywhere on the coastline.
Everybody wants a king crab because everybody wants a big king crab legs.
Alaskan.
Those were the crazy people out there, you know, falling off the boats and shit.
Falling off the boats.
I mean, hopefully they had some life rafts handy.
Have you heard about the Titanic conspiracy?
People who go off, they probably never come back.
There's a conspiracy about the fucking Titanic?
Yeah, I just learned about it.
Which one?
Do you know about this?
There's probably multiples.
I heard one about it that like it was set up. Like it was the first, major, and I don't believe this. I haven't looked into it. I know people that they're like, man, have you heard about this thing?
They're like, oh yeah, let's put a bunch of rich people on a boat.
Exactly.
And run into a fucking iceberg and see if we survive.
What's surfacing this is the people who went to go look for Titanic.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what's resurfacing.
That's why this shit's coming.
Yeah, like their sub was meant to kill these people, you know.
Yeah. Well, first of all, why would you get in that thing and go 2.5 miles under the ocean? Would you get in that thing?
They weren't looking for the fucking Titanic.
Yes, they were. It was the Ocean Gate.
We've already seen the Titanic.
Yeah, but not humans can't get down there. These guys were going to be the first to ever see it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Not robotic. Mm-hmm. That whole thing. Remember it imploded?
Yeah. They're fucking dead. Yeah.
Dead. Mm-hmm. And that's a conspiracy.
Yeah, and I feel like that's where it surfaced from because they're like the Titanic. Oh, isn't this ironic? Don't you think? Because there's also a conspiracy that the whole Titanic went down because of the rich people.
Yeah,
and
there is.
It's like a line.
I just don't think in that time because
but a lot of those rich people survived.
They did. Yeah. That is a good point. They got off. They got off the boat. Leonardo DiCaprio, unfortunately,
he drowned.
He had to let go.
Yeah.
But and I just don't feel like at that time they could have choreographed it well enough to do something like that. I think it was legit. They fucking plowed into the iceberg.
I think everybody's looking for a reason to like question everything nowadays because
hence making a murderer.
Yeah, the technology is like everything is there, so everybody wants like instant video. Like somebody's like, "Oh, I don't think they had Jamie on that show. They weren't getting people." Yep. So they just like dubbed Jamie in.
Yeah, we took clips.
This is an AI.
Well, I want to see actual video. That's just I mean that's the way we're going.
Well, the problem is everything is scrutinized. Ridiculous. Everything's under a microscope. It's like, well, I don't believe it. Until you see X, Y, and Z.
Can you blame? I mean,
I'm that way.
No, look at the guy on the fucking documentary convicting a murderer. The one guy that was questioning the lawyer. No matter what the lawyer's like, this is the coroner. There was a few chips and bones. What the fuck are you going to do with the coroner?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, well, unless there was a coroner there and I need actual video. You're like, dude, you're an idiot that got caught up in.
The truther guy or whatever?
Yeah, the truther, yeah. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
he's giving you facts right now.
But so the only thing I'll say on that is I think it is by law, if there is human remains found, a coroner has to be called. However,
what's the coroner going to do? Go, yeah,
I know.
That's a dog.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They were hunting rabbits and shit. Like nobody knew those were human bones. They were collected on his property, sent off. You don't need a coroner.
I don't think a coroner would even known that. That's not what coroners do.
No, they don't. They show up and kick the body and go, "Yep, he's dead."
Yeah, that's what they're saying. So they gathered up all these bones and they took them to a fucking specialist.
Yep.
And they said, yeah, these are human bones.
What do they call those people that do that? Not anthropologists.
I forget.
Anthropologists, no. The funeral people?
No, not the funeral people.
Coroner.
I've met somebody that worked in a funeral.
I met a mortician.
Yeah, we met them the same day.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was at the
and I actually decided I actually decided I was gonna leave early, and I'm like, "See you, Kev." I remember that. I had to leave that one behind.
Yeah, she was gonna be we don't know what happened to her. She was gonna come on this program.
I left she was gonna come on the program. Another soldier behind. We salute you, soldier.
Soldier down Emerald Isle. We're here in Aurora, Colorado. You'll meet some wild folks there.
R.I.P. to all the soldiers out there.
Don't be talking shit about my watering hole now.
Oh no, it's
my slummy.
Dude, there's talent. There's talent that swings through. One of the best decks in Colorado.
It's one best deck for years after years.
Are you kidding me now?
And their food's pretty good.
It's an old people's bar. I'll give you that. There's not a lot of young people there.
I feel like it once was, though, or maybe I'm just old now. I don't know. When we first started going there, I felt like it was a little bit more.
Kevin, when we first started going there 10 years ago, we were drunk out of our minds. And it could have been an 80-year-old woman that looked like, 28.
That's a good
We
point.
didn't care right then.
I remember walking home from that place when I was living with you back in 2016.
Best story ever is, dude, is with, like, I'm just walking. I'm like, what the fuck?
Have we ever told the story?
And I remember just looking across the street, and like I'm on.
Somehow we ended up on the opposite side of the street.
Yeah, I'm on the west side of Park Road, and he's on the east side of Park Road. And I remember just looking, and I remember looking, and Kevin turned around at the same time, and I could read Kevin's lips. He goes, "Fuck!"
Why?
And I'm like, "How did that?"
Why were you guys on opposite ends?
I don't know. He crossed, and I didn't. I was just wandering.
He was walking home. We walked. We didn't drive.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
closed.
who was on the right side?
I was.
Okay,
I
so
crossed the road.
but Kevin said "fuck" and you didn't.
Yeah.
So you said you was like a
I just
sympathy
remember
fuck.
stopping and going, "Why am I alone all of a
It
sudden?"
was like
That's-
sympathy one for
That's
Jamie.
when we lived together.
That's when I lived with Jamie for a short time. For folks,
That was
didn't know
another night we walked. There was another night we walked home, and I fell asleep outside. And you unlocked the door and everything going. And you're like wandering around, like, where the fuck Jamie going? I was still passed out on the fucking, holding up the house.
I opened the door. I'm like, what are you doing out here? You're like, I don't know. We did some stupid shit back then for sure. But the Isle, shout out to them, free plug. The place is awesome. If you're in Aurora, Colorado, check out the Emerald Isle.
Yeah, that place is fun.
We've had some good memories there, and there's great music there
Definitely.
too.
I'm still going there.
Yeah, it's a good
you know what
spot.
though? We've had 3 guests that we've met there, potential guests, flake out on us. So not a great place to get podcast guests,
A lot of flaky people.
but definitely a good place to get some some food and a couple cold beers.
Yeah, if I run into you at the Emerald Isle and you're interested in being on a podcast, we're gonna have to flip a coin on it.
And if you come in the Emerald Isle and you think I'm famous, you're going to probably find me there
Yes.
at any time.
Well,
sure.
you are famous, Jamie.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure we have
Everybody
podcast
knows.
stickers in there, stuck to something.
dude, every time we go in there, we stick stickers all over the taps and all
Yeah,
that
taps,
stuff.
the pissers.
Yeah. Jazz goes absolutely fucking nuts when we do that.
Doesn't like that.
Doesn't like it. You know, the last time we were in there, we started throwing the coasters and shit around.
Yeah.
They don't use coasters anymore. They use napkins now.
Well, you can blame you for that.
Yeah. And Kelly was bad.
Well,
Yeah,
you
but
guys
you
like flinging them
Oh,
around
yeah,
like
we were
discs.
like frisbeeing them,
Yeah.
trying to
I
get
got
the
pissed.
bartender's attention from. I was pissing them off. So
Great.
now they don't have coasters.
Surprised you haven't
It's
gotten
like-
86 out of there.
It's like all the old people all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, we were just listening to the final countdown. Give me another beer." You know?
Well, yeah, you pretty much. I mean, you probably paid for their lease for like 6 months.
I
6
tell
months
people
worth
all
of
the time,
lease.
if Kelly and I stopped going to the aisle, they'd have to lay people off.
They probably would.
Yeah.
I mean, the touch tunes, all the things.
What is it like?
Oh my God, the amount of
What
money.
is it like?
I've-
4 days a week? What is it?
There's been times where I bet you where, because Kelly and I look at our budgets and we're like, we got to stop going there this month. Because it's like
okay
you
once
go,
a week.
yeah, you go through like bank statements like
once a
Emerald,
week, yeah,
Emerald, touchstones, Emerald.
Those touch tunes add up, bro.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, especially when you're doing like, what is it, like 45 crates or something's like $28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
you-
the best deal, though.
Yeah, so you do it
Just
two.
to listen to music. Just to listen to music that you
Yeah,
want to
you
listen
just
to.
want
man.
to drink beer and you want to hear your music.
Yeah.
You know? So you go there, you spend like $48 on touchstones, right? Well, then some other asshole comes in there and starts fucking playing music.
Yep.
Well, then you got to spend fucking $3 or $4 a fucking
To jump
song
in.
to jump in line.
I've done
so you
that.
can hear your fucking song because, you know. Yeah.
What if you stack them? Like I had stacked the songs.
I can jump it.
Yeah, you can jump.
I
you-
stack the
it doesn't-
songs
yeah.
and then you jump it. But what if somebody comes in and starts putting in songs after I already put in songs?
If they don't jump it, it'll just go in the queue.
So
Yeah,
okay.
whoever jumps them first. I mean, you can jump. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they have it figured out. You know, like whoever was the first jumper, you know, his stuff,
The
and
jumper.
then the second jumper and third jumper, and your poor ass. You know, I put like $20 in there, and you just had like 20 songs. You're waiting for all the jumpers, but each jumper paid like $6 to hear
Yeah.
one
To
song.
hear one song.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's brilliant
Yeah.
marketing. Touch Tunes really knows what they're doing
yeah.
with that because
Jesus.
people want to drink and listen to their music.
Well, it's a lot better now.
Yeah.
Remember, you used to have to go stand in front of it and like tap
Yeah,
it in.
now
and
you
look
don't
for
know
it.
who's doing it.
Yeah, you just got your
Yeah.
app on your phone. You're like,
you got,
I'm
you
gonna
got
fuck this guy.
sleepers.
It
Yeah.
used to be like now you can look around the bar and be like, I wonder who played this
Yeah.
song. You know, because before
It is
you go-
kinda fun.
Yeah, because before, like you're saying, you
Who
go put in
fucking-
$1.
Why is Wheeler Walker playing?
You're trying
Wait a
to.
minute, is Kevin here?
That was me.
You're trying to see who's jamming out to it. You're like, oh, that's them.
By the way, we're going to see
You
him
could-
on
you
the
could tell.
31st.
The 31st.
Are we
this
now?
month.
Of this
Yeah, I
month?
think you told me that.
Wheeler Walker Jr.
I want to go.
He's got. You want to go? I'll
How much
him.
are tickets?
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
I wanna
nice.
go.
You want to go? We'll go.
That's
You
a
wanna
solid-
go?
That's a solid last.
Did you
yeah.
think Kelly would want to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we're going to Wheeler Walker Jr.
I'm trying to
Ding,
get
ding,
Kelly
ding.
to go to our first like hardcore death metal show, like a thrash show, like Slayer or Metallica or something like that. She's seen bands like the hair metal stuff and like Iron Maiden, but I want to take her to like a real like
Black Label.
like a Black Label or something like a real metal show where there's like an actual mosh pit and everything. You know,
It's. I mean,
yeah.
I've been to some. I think I've been to more metal shows with you than anybody else. Our buddy Craig loves metal, but I remember when we went to the Black Label Was it the Book of Shadows?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Book of Shadows event.
Yeah.
And I remember kind of watching how Zach was doing it, and I knew he was going to walk through the crowd.
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, Jamie, let's stand over here.
I know, and I got to pat him on his back.
And
It was like,
Zach Wild came out and was playing his shit right in front of us.
I know.
awesome.
He just walked by and was like,
Jamie looked like getting accused. He was like, oh, that's my hero.
yeah. And then he played "Sold My Soul" was the first song.
He opened
and I was
with it.
telling Kevin, because Kevin's like a concert nerd guy, so he like looks up to everything. Now. So he had the whole set. He's like, I was like, man, I hope that he plays that song. He goes, yeah, we'll see. You know, I've been looking at the set list. You know, we'll see and this and that. So I figured he was going to play, but I didn't think it would be the first song.
He opened with
I mean, yeah.
And then
I think
Jamie
my arm stayed
I was
like
gonna
this.
say, you had devil horns for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think I could lift my arms for like 3 days after.
That was a good concert. That was at Summit.
Summit, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good show, yeah.
I know you've been to Summit.
Yeah, Summit's good.
Small venue, good place for, you know, him to do that kind of show. Yeah, it was good. It was
So
really
we
good.
saw, because we haven't seen you in a while, Arthur and I went and saw Hot Country Nights at Dirks Bentley's Whiskey Row downtown, which is a pretty cool bar until some woman tried shooting some guys in there.
Did I, you
that,
guys were
that
there
didn't
that
happen
night?
that night, though.
We weren't there that night, no.
Yeah.
So we went and saw, do you know what the Hot Country Nights are?
No, I was, I went to the Dirks Bentley place. I sent you pictures when I was in Vegas for my birthday.
In Vegas?
Or not, Nashville.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Kelly took me, and I tried to walk out with a fan. They had like these little fans, and it was really hot in our hotel room, and I was fucking hammered. So it's me, Kelly.
I mean,
my
that's
sister-
something that's worth the
yeah,
steal.
right?
As
Yeah,
a fan.
and my sister, and you know her boyfriend John.
And Damon was there too, wasn't he?
Damon was there. Yeah.
I didn't get the invite.
Damon, yeah, Damon and no, Jen was there, but Damon was there.
I got left out on that one.
Yeah, and you didn't
Where's
get
the invite?
Yeah.
I
Well,
didn't get
Kelly
one.
Kelly
What's
said
up?
it
What's
all.
up with the invite?
Kelly said
Damon
it
got
all.
one. I didn't get one.
Yeah, I didn't get one. Is it because I don't have the tat? Is it because I don't have the tat? Is that why I didn't get an invite?
Well, you got new tats. You just got the wrong ones.
No, those were good. But
We had a whole meeting about
Yeah.
if he should get it or not. We'll get into that in a minute. But finish your story.
But anyway, I was in Nashville, and we were at the Dirks Bentley bar, and we were fucking hammered. I was on the second level, and the way Nashville works, it's really cool. They'll have like each bar has like 3 levels. So if you're on the first level when you first walk in, you're like rocking it. Mm-hmm. You know, these bands are like that's when they're getting closer on the strip. And then the second level, they have another good band. If you're on the very top level, that's like that's where like the Ridge Runners.
That's where the Ridge Runners are.
Yeah. And there's like 3 people in there. But every level has like a full bar.
yeah,
That's awesome.
You know, so I mean, you're like playing in a bar, but it's like it's crazy how it works. Anyway, we were on the second level. We're having a few cocktails, and this little fan is blowing because it was warm, right? And Kelly goes, "Man, I would love to have that in the hotel room."
Jamie just grabs it, walks off.
And I'm like, "Okay," so I'm like literally from this far, and I just fucking plug it, and I just put it under my arm because there were so many people. I didn't think I was like, "There's no way they're gonna catch it." Well, where I fucked up is I still had a beer bottle.
Oh, you can't do that.
And there's people like
It's not New
waiting at
Orleans.
the door. Dude, it was so fucking funny. My sister's like, "You're not gonna go." I'm like, shut up. You know, I'm like walking out and got my beer and all this stuff. Well, the dude seen the beer and he grabbed the beer and then he said he saw the fan. He was like, really? And he takes the fan and I just kept walking because I was like, because he was big. I didn't even want to.
You're like, oh, sorry, sir.
Like,
I'm going
whoops.
to keep it moving
Yeah.
here.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. That's
Yeah, you could have got away with the fan if you didn't have the beer.
Yeah, if I
man.
didn't have the beer,
believe
man, I
that.
would just-
I do believe that.
Did you
Just
guys go
walked
to?
out.
Did you guys go to Tootsie's?
Yep. Been to Tootsie's.
I've heard a lot of stories about Tootsie's. They actually sponsor Daniel Suarez and NASCAR. Primary sponsor of the car. They put that
What
much
is
money.
NASCAR?
It's a National Association of Stock Car Automobile Racing.
Well, no, I'm telling.
stupid,
I'm
man.
telling you, if you've never been to Nashville with you being a country music fan the way you are, I mean, I'm just a music fan in general. I can see why they call it Music City. That's where I got this baseball cap. I'm
Yeah.
telling
Gibson's
you.
awesome, of course.
I mean, I went to the Gibson
It's not a
garage.
Mar- it's
it was
not a
just
Martin.
It was just Gibson guitars. It was a place like the size of Guitar Center. It was just
oh,
Gibson.
you must have been jerking off.
I know.
over that.
I like walked in and I was just like, you couldn't even get me to move, you know. But I watched Meg. I mean, the only thing for there was like the hat and a shirt, you know. But yeah,
Nashville.
I've never been.
Yeah, I want.
oh, it's fun. I mean, go,
Did you get some hot
Yeah.
chicken while you were there? Nashville hot chicken.
dude. I ate all kinds of stuff.
Nashville hot chicken's pretty good. I mean, they're known for a lot of things, but I've heard good things. A lot of like Theo Vaughn, you know, big guy I'm into.
I got to see
podcaster,
Jamie
he
Johnson
moved
at the fucking Grand Ole Opry. I've been
That's
to the
amazing.
Grand Ole Opry, and I got to see Jamie Johnson. My sister spent like last minute tons of money.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and we went to the Grand Ole. I got to see Jamie Johnson, and he played my favorite Jamie Johnson song.
In color.
In color.
I knew
Oh,
it.
nice.
And he
That's
played,
epic.
Yeah.
The Grand Ole Opry is
Yeah,
serious.
I got to see Jamie Johnson. And there was some new country chick that I've never heard of them.
Yeah, but there's. I mean, if you stayed on that stage, you play a stage, Grand Ole Opry,
Yeah.
legendary. I mean, that city just has so much fun. So every year, you know, Phoenix is coming up for NASCAR season ends. Can you guess what city they do the NASCAR awards banquet in?
Nashville?
Nashville.
That was pretty easy layup
So
there.
that makes it even that much cooler of a city.
Well, you said Nashville before you said anything else. So.
They have a racetrack there, too. It's called Nashville Super Speedway.
So have you been to every track?
No.
No,
I wish
he's not been to Nashville.
Yeah.
I wish I could.
Yeah, come on.
I wish I could say I have.
What's
Believe
going
me,
on with you guys?
I will. I will. For all the Master Gas viewers, I'll be there eventually. But Nashville's cool. Anytime you do music, right? So Wheeler Walker, we're on record now to say we're going to that.
31st.
This will be the second time I've seen him.
I've never seen him
Halloween.
live. Never seen him live.
It is on Halloween. You good with that?
Yeah, we're definitely going to take Kelly.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's the four of us. It's a date.
Because she's going to love that.
Art's gonna be my date.
No, you're my date.
We have all
You guys
access.
could be my date.
We have all access media passes. So
Blog me.
if Art,
What?
yeah. So if Art and I disappear for a while, sorry.
I know. Kelly and I would be like the nerds hanging out with the cool guys.
We'll try to get you back there. I don't think it's gonna work.
You know, we'll get some pull once we get back there. We'll get some pull.
Should we tell the story about what happened at Dirk's Bentley? I'll let you take point on that while I go pee.
No, I'm not. No, because that didn't happen on wax.
What didn't?
Wax.
Meaning it's recorded.
Yeah.
On the record.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
The 86 story.
How
It's
do
a
you get
good.
wax from on the record?
Because you records are made of wax.
Do you want to tell the story?
Do you need to go pee?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's a good story. So Art and I end up
You know,
going to
go.
every episode I've ever been on here, somebody's got to get up and go pee.
You know, I will allow the pee break.
There is no allowing. I can just get up and go. It's my show. All right,
Permission granted.
Tell the Red Rock story. It's fantastic.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but we did get 86th from Red Rocks that day.
You got to tell how it
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, we got kicked out of there, man. It was good. You might be good at telling this one too, Kev.
Right,
don't know.
yeah, we'll just wait until you get back.
I feel like he's got it.
Yeah. But see, since he didn't want to take my direction on telling him to go use the restroom, I can't possibly take his direction on what I'm going to talk about next. I mean, we can't do that.
Well, let's do whatever.
I mean, the concerts, though, man, yeah. So I'm down to go see Wheeler Walker, even though he is a little bit crude.
Yeah,
You know?
I think he like goes out there like saying, you know, he's like true country and all.
You haven't seen him, though.
No, I've not seen him. No.
Okay.
But I've seen interviews where he's like, you know, I'm the true country and this and that.
Well, he's playing a character, and he's
Right.
admitted that he plays a
Exactly.
character. He
Right.
knows.
Right.
So do you think a true country man can be a character?
Well, I think that's like a double-edged sword. I think that's any musician. If you look at Slayer, everybody thought they're like these satanic guys, and all, but they all had family. It's just it was just, you know, they never went out there to be like satanic band. It was a name, and they sang about things that, you know, had provocative words, you know. But yes, I believe that when you're on stage, you turn into a certain person.
Yeah.
And I think when Metallica's on, that's the Metallica guy. That's not.
So they're not like. So do you think even the people in Metallica play?
Oh yeah, I think they play
They're
their
like
parts.
the stages.
Yeah,
They got a stage presence.
Yeah, I think everybody has like their stage thing.
Because the question I had is do you feel like, because Wheeler Walker, Jamie was saying that Wheeler Walker says that he's like true country, but we know that he plays a character. So can a character be a true country musician?
Yes.
I don't think Wheeler Walker is true classic country. No,
Why not?
I think Wheeler Walker is the same kind of thing that like War is to metal music. I think it's an act.
Or
I
Steel
think,
Panther.
Yeah, I think it's an act, and I think that's what these people do, and they're really good at it. I'm not talking shit about Wheeler Walker. I'm a fan.
I mean, he's from Kentucky.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit out there and say that Wheeler Walker should be in the same.
It's like Johnny Cash or something.
Right.
Oh, no, no one's saying that.
Yeah, but I mean.
But he's a real musician.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
but
I thought that-
But
I
I
guess
think
I missed the
I think it's more of a gag thing, like Steel Panther. Steel Panther's great. They come to
Panther's
Denver
fantastic.
and they'll sell out 2 shows in Denver, but they're still not, you know, Black Sabbath.
Metallica.
Yeah, Metallica. You know, they're not even like what Whitesnake was in the 80s.
No, and
You know,
I agree.
You
with
have to be part of that cult following to know who they are. They don't get no radio play. You know,
But if you were to take, so obviously we know Wheeler Walker, the lyrics are hilarious, it's ridiculous, it's grotesque at times.
It is.
If you were to just take the instrumental, right, so let's just say you're listening to the music without the lyrics, you would think it's like, okay, this is kind of old school country.
Yeah, that's the basic country.
Yeah.
The basic country stuff.
Yeah, your typical Fender Strat
Right.
sound, you know, a little
Yeah, but
hee-haw.
you and I messed around that for years. We can take 3 chords and we use those same chords and chords, but you put different vocals to them, and you know you put a different feel to them. It's going to turn into a totally different song, but it's the same
Absolutely.
3 chords, same way we played them a million fucking times.
We wrote some good shit. I was telling him earlier about, how pissed I would get at band practice when people would cancel last minute. And take a guess, who canceled the most?
Yeah.
He's never been on this show, so I can't really throw him under the bus. His daughter was on.
Yeah.
But he was never on. And he doesn't watch, so it's fine.
I don't think he would ever come on. Again, I don't want to talk about the guy, but it's not his thing. You put him on the spot, and I think he has a serious nervous disorder.
He's a good drummer, though.
He could be.
No, I'm just saying the talent is there.
Yeah.
Like, it was fun working with him. Like, when he was dialed in, we sounded awesome.
Yeah, the first half hour was great.
And then, Pete came in as the first half hour. And then Pete came in to play bass. Pete has been on this show. Sin on 6 is doing phenomenal. I think they just cut their second record.
That's awesome.
And yeah, it's just cool to kind of be intertwined with the local music scene. Mike Cole, those guys, I think, are still playing. Steve's obviously gotten out of the business since then, but it's been fun.
Well, the last time I talked to Mike, I think he was talking to Steve and Keith, and they were
kicking around doing something?
Yeah, kicking around. I mean, the guarantees behind that, but, if I'm not lying, I hope I'm not speaking for Mike, but he said he's talked to him, and they all seemed kind of interested, so I don't know.
I mean, with Steve not drinking,
I'm not interested in being in a band ever again, not at this point in my life.
I would do, like,
what about, like, a two-man band?
Yeah, if you and I did some acoustic shit.
Yeah, if I had a 12-string again and we went back and we were just doing what we did to fun, yeah. But I think that's what screwed you and I. I think I took it way too serious. I think you took it and it turned into, like...
I tried making it a business too soon.
Yeah, it turned into the second business. And
it became too much business and not fun.
Yeah, instead of just
once you stop having fun, especially with something where you have to create, like making music, doing podcasting, doing art, whatever it is, you got to kind of enjoy it.
You're absolutely right, because all of a sudden it gets forced.
Yeah, and you can't create anything cool or new if you feel like if you're not in your muse.
Yeah, you got to remember when you were doing your stuff. I mean, everybody practiced, but you're all by yourself. You just did your thing. You came up with this idea, and you did it. But when you get in a band, and if there's like 5 guys standing behind you, all of a sudden you have an idea and you have, this vision, and everybody's got to follow that. So getting all these guys
everybody else has their own idea.
Right. You're getting all these guys in one room, agreeing, because you're more the country guy. I was more the rock and roll guy. Here's, Screaming Pete. He's a punk guy.
Yeah.
And then you got Judy Mike. Does he's the drunk guy. He just, and everybody had their, their influence that they wanted to put in. And they when you push that too much, instead of everybody coming together and say, I like this or this and that, it's tough.
Well, when you listen to, so I would encourage people, we can even include this in the show notes. I'll give Art some work because he does the show notes for the show. The Ridge Runners, we have a couple songs on YouTube. And there's a couple of Jamie and I playing just acoustically in the basement, and you can see the difference in the dynamic between what we tried to produce as a basement track versus us just jamming. And you go back and listen to Going Home or Phone to Ring, the old one, when it was just you and I on, not the full band. 2 very different sounds. One sounds forced, one sounds a little bit more natural. That's my opinion. Shot of Whiskey, I will say the Ridge Runner Shot of Whiskey probably turned out the best.
Yeah. But again, you got to understand, we hear that all the time. If it's overproduced, it's overproduced.
Right.
When you think, instead of just going in there and ripping it out and getting it done, that's always your first gut instinct. Is always going to be the best.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
As soon as you start second guessing something, it could sound just a little bit better if I tweak this. You've already fucked it up, in my opinion.
Well, and I think it's good to get one thing I've learned, and Art, you probably could agree to this because you've actually gone to recording studios. I've been there with you. When you add a pair of ears that is not one of the band members that is producing it,
it's probably the best. Yeah,
it's the best because you have the bass players like, I need to come up, and the lead needs to come up here. My vocals aren't loud enough here.
Exactly,
it's not mixed properly because it's biased.
Yeah, that's why a lot of bands have producers.
Yeah, it's important.
Like Bob Rock.
Well, and also when you're the musician, some of my songs I had heard like a couple hundred times before anyone else even listened to it. Like it's just like how a word loses meaning if you say it enough times in a row.
Right.
Like your song, it doesn't sound the same as when you first started it because you've listened to it like 200 fucking times. You're sick of it by now.
I know, but your
then
song,
you're compromised.
Right, your song, you listened to it 200 times. Now you said, hey, Jamie, come in here and put a guitar lick to it. Well, I'm like, well, Art, we could do this and do this, and I just start like going. You're like, no, that's what I'm looking for. But I'm going, Art. I'm telling you, you have no idea what you're talking about. This sounds great. This is what people want. That's where.
Yeah,
instead of a guy just coming in,
the dynamic is tough.
Right. Instead of a guy just coming in and going, this is my vision, this is what I want, and listening to you because it's your song where you said, you know what, that's perfect. Thank you, goodbye. the other guy's like, wow, we can make it so much better. You know, I just listen to it. I could do so much better. Just leave it. I'm telling you, the first take is always going to be best.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And when you're playing with guys, like one thing I'll say about the Ridge Runners, because we've talked about them a lot, but nobody really had big egos in that band.
No.
I was new to the business. You know, everyone was just trying to have fun. You know, Pete probably had the most experience, but he was still the most quiet and humble about everything. He knew that he was just going to come in and play what we asked him to play. And then he started getting creative with us, right? We started to create together. But nobody was like, nope, I don't like that solo. Nope, it needs to be in this key. We're all like, all right, let's try that.
I think the Ridge Runners still be around. I think the COVID thing fucked all that. Got to remember,
COVID killed the Ridge Runners.
Yeah, Mike was out, you know, and then we found a new drummer. I met him one time, never even got to play with him.
Yeah.
And
you searched for a while.
Yeah, it
for
seems
that
like
person.
the next day, all of a sudden,
a while.
COVID hit, and I never even.
It was like a week before everything shut down. I remember having a meeting because I was at that meeting with the potential new drummer, and we never even got to jam.
Yeah,
not once. That was it. You know, so I still pull the Martin off the wall, and I'll play some stuff here and there, try to keep my, you know, not like we did. You know, we were playing twice a week.
Do you still play often? No,
hardly ever.
Yeah,
it's just hard to find the time.
You're so good though, man. You don't ever just do that to unwind anymore.
Well, I'm not saying I never.
I would just hear you. You know, you'd be up there like just ripping it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, noodling. I used to call it just
noodling.
like just fucking around,
get fiddling.
Noodling. Yeah, you know, just playing. I mean, yeah, I still pick up my acoustic. You know, it's very rare though. Maybe once a month, if that. And if he was to come over and I was like, oh, it's jam, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Yeah,
we'd be rusty.
That'd be kind of fun to watch, actually.
Yeah. I've forgotten all that stuff.
We'd be rusty, and you know, our old drummer Mike, he's still like, oh, I got the drums set up. You know, you guys come over and jam. It'd be fun to do a little Ridge Runners. I'm not saying we got to get serious with it, but just go and play some of our old shit.
I don't even have any equipment anymore. All my equipment is gone. I don't have any like big amps anymore.
You got rid of all the Marshalls?
Yeah, all the Marshall stuff's gone.
Yeah.
I have a few guitars I like. All the PA stuff is almost gone. I mean, I'm trying to get rid of everything out of that fucking storage room because I want to go.
Yeah.
There isn't anything left. I mean, your microphone, I forget.
SM57?
Yeah, that's still down there.
That's a nice mic.
Yeah, I mean, that's still.
We could probably use that for some live stuff. I might have to come get that. I don't. Is my little Code 100 still there?
Yeah, it's upstairs in the bedroom.
That's not a bad amp. I mean, it's got too much power for what it is.
No, it's fine for what it is. It's just the screen is more so you don't know where you're at. So you just have to
some weird digital.
Yeah, you have to plug plug your guitar in and start turning the knob
until it sounds right.
Until you because the screen died on it. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, so you're kind of flying blind there. I see.
Yeah, but for the money because I had that head, I just had the exact same, but it was just I mean. For what it was perfect. For what it
worked
cost.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
Once I went to the quarter stack, though, that's when we really started to get some meat, and the sound started to come together. Because when Pete came in, it changed the sound of the band.
Well, it changes everything. When you get a drummer, you have to play as loud as what the drummer is. Some drummers play soft, some drummers play really loud.
Let's just say Mike beat the hell out of his drums.
Yeah, he beat so you had to turn it up.
I think that's how it should be played, personally.
Well, yeah, that's just his style. So you get that style of drumming, and you have to play that loud.
Interesting.
So things were loud.
It was pretty loud. And it's hard to get because I'm going up. You'd be playing your Gibson Les Paul, and I'm on a Martin, a Martin Special X Series acoustic. Acoustic guitar. When you crank it up that loud, it doesn't sound what it should sound.
Yeah, you start getting feedback through pickups and all this stuff.
And we happen all the time.
Yeah, but that's called dynamics. I mean, we were still learning. You got to learn dynamics, and I could sit here right now. I mean, talking through the microphones, it's all dynamics. I mean, you don't want me moving, back and forth and up and down and all around the room.
Well, not while we're recording right now.
Right. You want a good dynamic. You want
showtime.
Yeah, you want consistent, and we never had any consistency.
It was different every week.
Yeah.
It was different every week.
It's tough when you got to tear down and reset up, tear down, reset up. Right. Like you can't leave anything actually there.
Well, I mean, we didn't necessarily tear down, but we had to shut it off. But Mike played different every week.
We would basically be adjusting to his sound every week.
Yeah, you have to play with the drummer. So if he comes into the room and he's a little bit more intense, he's going to hit that thing more.
Okay.
And if he comes into the room and he's not in it, it's going to be, and then it just seems like everything's like way loud.
And even for practice, not for recording.
I mean,
just practice. Yeah,
I mean, because we practice twice a week.
Yeah, you practice like you're playing live. So.
Yeah.
We would always
want to dial it in. You want to
actually. I found one of our live videos for anyone that has followed the Ridge Runners on Facebook. You go back and watch a live video that we did where we basically played our whole set live for Facebook with no bass player. Pete couldn't make it that day.
Oh, nice!
And it is hilarious. Remember the old fan that you had from like 19 fucking six? It all falls over during the middle of the recording. It's all tinking in the background. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, it was Mike's fan.
Mike's like, what is that sound? It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. The fucking fan was coming off the fan, off the shaft of the fan,
right in the middle of this live thing.
So
that
it's like,
what if it like fit perfectly to the tempo?
Yeah, now if it was a metronome,
Jamie started playing to it.
You guys are
That's probably one of the coolest videos on the Ridge Runners Facebook page.
That's classic. That sounds like a classic story, actually.
Yeah, I do miss the Ridge Runners days a little bit, but then this started, right? So we're playing in a band on one side of the basement, and then we're doing podcasting on the other. And that's when things started to change a little bit, and the focus started to shift. I was being pulled in a couple of different directions. COVID's happening, and then this kind of took the focus.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's being successful is going to take precedence.
When it was probably easier to organize just two people opposed to four.
Right.
That's true. That is true. Because somebody who's always had something going on, just getting stuck here.
Well, you guys got into it at the right time, too. I mean, podcasting was still quite new.
Still kind of new
4 years ago. Yeah, Yeah, it's obviously been around. I mean, Joe Rogan's been doing it forever, but, to me, I still don't honestly understand podcasts. It's like watching a morning show, without the music. I still don't quite understand it. But
no commercials, other than ad reads, sponsor.
I get it, but I don't get it, But I'm older,
Yeah.
It's definitely the future. I mean, it's just where talk radio and all that stuff is gone. But it continues to evolve. It's not one thing. Art and I were having this conversation. We usually have our weekly business strategy meetings, and it's like, this business will continue to evolve. You have new people coming in. You have new ears, new eyes. TikTok stars can start a podcast overnight, and they're making millions. Right? This business has changed since when we got into it, and you have to adapt with where the market's going.
I wonder if I start posing in like a Speedo.
I don't know. Who's going to watch that?
Well, I'm telling you, being a sexy man like I am, if I start posing in a Speedo, you made like hot chick on TikTok.
You could do like TikTok videos. Maybe you could be a TikTok star.
And I start doing TikTok stuff, and then you come on, everybody's going to want to see me. Right?
That might be the way.
I think this is a good thing.
I can make you guys.
And regardless, you'll feel free.
Oh, yeah.
Videotaping yourself in Speedo, and not only that, but then releasing it to the public. You're going to go through this transformation as a person.
It's really going to boost. It's really going to boost my confidence.
You're gonna be a whole new man at 9 months.
Yeah. So I don't care what the comments are.
I think you got to get creative though. What if you ran your heavy equipment in the Speedo?
Oh, see now here's
with your safety vest on.
You're getting niche now,
right? Because like you got to get do something that's not really being done.
Do something that's like really not being done.
Well, and that's the only way you're going to catch success too.
Right. I mean, fake it until you make it. I guess. I mean.
Yeah,
it's the name of the channel could be
like
own it mentality.
Own it full send.
Like get some Daisy Dukes. With like a tool belt, and a cutoff shirt.
Hang the belly out. Look like Baby Huey.
Yeah, run some heavy equipment.
I mean, there might be. You're gonna have to have.
I don't know. I bet you there's. If we searched a guy in bikini running.
There's probably one.
Oh, there has to be.
But if you're consistent,
he's not going to be as good looking as you.
Thank God, because I really would try that for the first time, but I didn't want to be the first.
You have to commit to it.
You don't want to pioneer
playing
this
in the background. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
You're not trying to pioneer something, Jamie?
You would need a team, like to upload, edit, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but are you guys going to wear the Daisy Dukes? You would be the seller right there. You would be the fucking centerfold right there, bud.
Of the Daisy
Mr.
Dukes?
Blue Eyes, yeah.
It's the stash.
Yeah.
That's what's going to do it for me. For this month, at least.
For this month.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just stick up that lip. Yeah. You'd have it, bro. I'm telling you.
That's the thing, though, man. It's just everybody's looking for the overnight success now.
Everybody wants.
I mean, I guess it does exist, but
it's rare.
It's far-fetched.
Everybody wants instant gratification.
Instant gratification. Yeah. That's why, I've always said laziness will sell. If you come up with an idea or a business model that will encourage laziness, hence DoorDash, hence delivery services, whatever the case may be, whatever makes someone's life simpler to where they don't have to do any more work, it's going to sell.
It's like closing your eyes, grabbing your dick, and whacking off. Instant gratification. Because when you close your eyes, you're whatever you want it to be. And it happens so fast. You're like, that was the greatest sex with Cindy Crawford I've ever had.
I mean, that's old school for sure. That's taking it back before you had the instant gratification of pulling up whatever you wanted, right? That's the old school days. The imagination, that's gone.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't need to be there because there's something AI will predict anything you want. It'll write your entire college paper. It'll write your whole cover letter.
What is that one thing now you can it'll write an essay for you?
Chat, what is it?
Chat GPT.
Yeah.
GPT.
And it is basically an AI that you can type things into, like write me a children's story that has to do with Popeye, and then it will write a children's story nursery with Popeye, and then you can like make sure that he saves Olive, and then it will save Olive, like, so it puts it together. And so kids are like using this in school and then submitting these essays, not making any changes. It's taking away
How do you regulate it?
people's ability to be creative. So I feel like that's one of my major concerns with AI is people will lose their creativity and ability to actually do some of these things like creative writing. And
Well, I believe the human mind is going to stop learning all on its own here pretty soon. I mean, as soon as we took like cursive writing out, I mean, we have no real motor skills anymore.
That's a good point.
I mean,
There's talk to text. You don't even need to type it out anymore.
Yeah,
other
you
than
just talk
correct
to
the
it.
I mean,
spellings.
I already don't know how to spell anything. So
well, yeah, I mean, I came up
You
in
know.
the era where they taught you how to cursive write and spell, and and I still can't spell, but I can still write a letter.
Yeah.
I can still write in cursive or print or whatever.
it might be misspelled, but
Yeah, I know
how to
do
write it.
Right.
Even math. I mean,
Yeah.
But the thing is, I mean, I think we can all say. I mean, Jamie, you've been in construction. Art, you've been in construction. Like math, I was always like, well, if you're going to be in construction, you need to understand algebra 3 and all these wild equations.
Simple math.
Simple math, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division.
Maybe some fractions.
Yeah.
A couple fractions, like that. But even that, everything you can just ask your phone, hey, what is this divided by this times this? You know, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have to think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, instant gratification. Everybody has it now. We have like this phone right here has more power in it than what the computer had when they went to the moon.
Oh yeah, then the one that took them to the moon. Yeah.
I mean, and it's right here in our fingertips. I mean, how they even allow kids to even have these in school right now is crazy to me. Back when I was in school, if you had like the digital watch with the calculator on it,
You were the shit.
Oh,
yeah,
you were the
you
cool
were-
kid.
you were
yeah,
getting a
and the
note
teacher
from the
was
cute
watching
girl.
you. You're like, yeah, you're not gonna. They would tell you, yeah, you can't wear that in class. Try and take a phone from a kid in class now.
That's a good point. Art and I talk about like we just missed that whole thing. Like we graduated high school and then social media blew up and all this technology. You know, like I had a flip phone. I think when I was what year was that? Like maybe 05 was like my first 06 somewhere in there, right? So I was at the end of high school. I didn't have those things that these kids deal with now. You know, the social media and the whatever the TikToks
good.
and all that stuff. We didn't have it. And then all these kids now are born with that's all they know. That's all they know.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what their security is.
Right.
The binky.
The binky. We had a guest on a few weeks ago. He referred to the phone as a binky. When people get uncomfortable, they put their binky in and stare at the shit. All you got to do is go to a public place and people watch, and you'll see it everywhere.
Yeah, if anybody has any free time anymore, I'm guilty of it. You just have it now. You just sit there and look at your phone.
Muscle memory.
Yeah,
I mean,
instead
we're
of just
all
looking
guilt-
around
yeah.
and actually starting a conversation with somebody next to you, even if they told you to fuck off, eat shit, whatever. You know, nobody does that anymore. They just like keep themselves and they want their little social media and their social friends, and that's the only thing that matters to them.
It's a digital universe.
Yeah,
It's-
and to me, I think it's sad.
it is sad.
Yeah.
I really saw it in the airport. That's when I saw it at its worst.
Dating,
Well, I don't do
the
dating.
whole dating thing.
What, online?
Yeah, no, who goes out to a bar anymore, other than you two whores, and finds a girl, and then without being on Tinder and stuff like that.
I don't do that stuff.
But even this, if you find a girl or you find a girl, it's because, you guys are fucking famous, on YouTube, and you have, nobody goes to church anymore or at the grocery store or, at the gym anymore and meet somebody. Nobody does that anymore. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, people don't.
Probably not as frequently.
It's not. Yeah, it's not as frequent. I would say the live action market for me has yielded the most success over the years. But I'm old school.
Right.
Meeting someone in person, whatever, rekindling someone with an old friend, whatever that is. The online stuff scares me because I don't trust any of it.
Dude, they have apps now where if you're on Tinder or whatever and somebody else is on Tinder and you guys were like interested, they can tell you if you're at the same place.
It's weird.
And you guys can like text back and forth.
Like,
And
hey,
so-
I'm here.
Yeah, and then you guys can like eventually walk across the room and actually meet.
I've heard.
It's
I've heard.
so crazy.
It's weird, and I've heard like a thing. Somebody was explaining to me once. I don't know if this was on a podcast or what, but they're like people do texting dates where they'll meet up in person and just sit there and text each other back and forth.
What, like across it? Like they're sitting
Across the table.
The table, and then they text each other?
Yep.
Well, like they don't talk to each other.
Correct. That's a thing. Like that's
Why?
something that's happening
Because they're
out
more
there.
comfortable.
And then they
with
look up and they're all like,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they're more comfortable. They're more comfortable. Yeah, I don't understand
What
why
is
you're
up
more
with that?
comfortable texting somebody this close than if you could just go.
I mean, I could
open
see
your
that
mouth.
being fun. Like it's
what if
like
you did the talk to text in that scenario, but you were looking at him while you did it?
that is the cheat code there. There's probably a rule in there. It says you're not allowed to do talk and text.
Yeah,
with this.
I'm not. I mean, yeah, I'm not real sure about that one.
Oh man.
What about the silent rays where everybody's wearing headphones?
Yeah, what is?
I don't
know
like
what that
those.
is.
I don't like those. Well, because then you get different channels, right? So everybody partying is not partying to the same music,
Right.
And then,
so you got
you're
like
like looking
15,000
around.
people listening to 15 different songs. Everybody's dancing
Well,
different.
I think they got like 2 or 3 channels, and you can tell by the color on the headphones which channel people
What's
are
the
listening
point of
to.
it?
It's a silent disco, so I guess like the noise ordinance isn't as bad.
So okay, so people can party, but it's not super loud.
Yeah, then if you want to talk to people, you just take your headphones off, and then you can talk. Because everybody's music is in the headphones.
Well, yeah,
I've
if you
never
kept the
experienced
headphones
it.
on, it'd be really loud if you're talking.
Yeah,
You'd
yeah.
still
how
be
you
yelling
do
over
that?
the music.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Notice your color same as mine.
I'm sure people have done that. They're probably like, yeah.
Hey man, that shirt
Can't
slaps.
hear you. I'm green.
See, I don't like that. I just don't
I
like
don't
the
like-
idea behind it.
No, the only interaction you give people now is going to work in the morning, getting stuck in traffic, and everybody's yelling at each other.
Yeah, but
That's
even
the only
then,
interaction.
even on the way
Come
to
on.
work, you look over and people are just either looking at their Tesla computer screen or their cell phone.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah. Every time somebody has an opportunity to like slow down and get a few seconds, they're looking at their device, some sort
And
of.
what are they
device.
looking at? Like when I was in the
Facebook,
airport,
a text that somebody sent them.
there's that, an email.
yeah.
There is times
Sometimes
where
it's
necessary.
relevant.
There
Yeah.
is times. But I'll tell you, walking through the airport, I was really paying attention, and I would just see people just, I don't know, maybe they're seeing what time it is. You know, I don't know. But you could just see like that motion of just looking at it was so, I guess, binky related. Like
I
need
still
my
don't understand
binky.
why people still buy watches.
I buy watches all the time.
Well, he's
It's-
wearing one.
I know. I don't understand
But
why.
this one was $10, and I fucking love it so much.
I know, but
I love
It's
it.
a style thing.
the watch is the only thing that stood the test of time.
Well, I mean, you
That's
got
a
to
good
know what
point.
time it. You want to know what time it is. You know, sometimes in the pool, I want to know what time it is. You know, you got to have the time.
This thing's good up to like 100 feet.
But so one thing I would say though
I don't know what kind of pool you
to kind
live
of
in.
go on this, but yes, we are all guilty of going to our phones to escape boredom from time to
oh
time.
yeah, absolutely. I just said
But
that. Yeah.
We've done it.
the more that as individuals we can focus our time on being aware of what's around us and consciously putting our phones down, the happier that we're going to be. Example, I went to this Korean restaurant right before recording and got some food, and I sat down waiting for my food, and I started to pull out my phone, and I looked up and I was like, wait, there's this unique Korean art on all these walls that I've never seen before. And so I was like, fuck this. And I put my phone away, and then I like kind of just looked at all the art
but you
on
have
the
to
walls.
force yourself to do it.
Yeah, so we
Right.
have to be conscious
Yeah.
of this.
I do it all the time. I'm like, me and my crew will be waiting. We have a half hour. We got to wait for some, right? All the guys are like leaning up against something, looking at the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like just staring around. I'm like, this is what I used to do. I was like, what did we do before we didn't have like
staring
even
around.
pagers
Play
on the job?
tic-tac-toe in the dirt. I mean,
Yeah,
do
and these guys
something.
are like, well, I have a daughter. I got to make sure if you know, I get. How did I raise my kid 30 years ago?
Right. And see, those are valid questions to ask because it's like, well, I need to know this or that.
Because they would call the office, and the office would get a hold of you.
Yep.
If it's an emergency, it's still, it doesn't need to be instant. You know what I mean? You're basically going to lose 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, if you call the office, and the office is going to find you.
Yep.
You know,
No, that's a good point.
it's crazy.
Even just like think about pictures, right? We have this amazing camera in our pocket at all times now, which forces us also to take videos, pictures, wherever you want to be. Whereas before, you go on a family vacation and you have your Kodak camera.
Oh yeah, yeah,
and-
disposable camera.
You had
Remember how
to-
cool
gotta go get it
disposable
developed.
cameras
Dude,
were?
those ruled. You'd hit the little button,
Yeah.
you know,
and-
and
Oh, the
then
picture didn't work. Fuck.
you wouldn't know. Like
You, like,
we don't.
wish.
There is no
Hope,
retakes.
hope they turn out well.
yeah, you would get your picture and
Yeah.
like, oh man, oh.
You're like, that one's fucked up. There's like a finger
shit,
in
my
it.
dick.
How'd that get in there?
Yeah, you got.
Well,
like,
you
your
went to
finger over
weddings.
his
Remember, there
camera.
was always a disposable camera on every table.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And that's when you got the dick pics. So it's like, oh yeah, fuck him.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Assholes.
At the wedding, because they never knew what they were going to get.
You never knew,
That
and
is
then
funny.
you had to
That
wait
is
to get it
funny.
developed.
See, that was the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Now you get
There
now
was
you,
more mystery.
Yeah. Now you go to a party, and you pass out. There's a million pictures of you passed out.
It's
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Oh yeah, it's
hashtag
everywhere.
this.
Yeah.
It's not like 3 weeks later, like everyone's like, check this picture out. You do. We drew all over your fucking face. I'm like, fuck, dude, that was like 3 weeks ago. You dick.
I know, you fucking assholes.
Yeah.
I passed out drunk on your couch, and I wake up, and Damon's like, here, look at this.
Yeah.
And Damon's got a Vietnamese drunk snoring on your couch.
Right. And it's like the next day you're still hungover with one eye open. You're like, fuck you.
You're like, I don't want to see this shit. It's out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, instant gratification, same thing. The camera's a good example of that.
Yeah.
Like, we used to have to wait.
Yeah.
Remember, like, when 1 hour photo came out? It's like, wow, I get these, an
Well,
hour?
and even this podcast will come out in less than 24 hours of us recording it.
Right.
That's correct.
So that's pretty quick. So, Jamie, like we always do, you've answered this question a bunch of times of what has changed in your life. What kind of revelations have you had? What is your new advice for humanity to be better tomorrow?
Actually, that's an easy one. I usually have to think about when you need to do something, do it. I'm going to go back to a Cody Johnson song. If you a dream's not going to chase you. If there's something that pops you, just do it. Mm-hmm. If it's right. I'm not saying go out and fucking stab somebody. I'm not saying. I'm talking about if something's got to happen, don't wait. Don't wait. Think. I mean, it's going to sound selfish, but it's not. But if there's something you feel like it's going to better you, just do it. Because if you're waiting for somebody else, they'll take advantage of that, and you'll be waiting forever. Just do it. Do the right things right away. And and make sure all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted and all that other stuff. And it's going to be a lot simpler for you. Because you're going to find yourself in a different spot in your life, and you're going to regret the things you did, even though you thought you were doing the right things. So
Take risks, make moves,
yeah,
get after it.
yeah, you're not going to change the course of the wheel, and I feel like I tried to do that, and it's hurting me right now.
I could see that applied in different ways
Yes.
too. Even like dental work, you feel a little something you putting off, it ends up being more.
Yes.
Like with my credit and debt issues, I kept kicking the can down the hallway on paying bills, fucked up my credit, got cars repoed. It just got worse by not handling it right away. I could see how that would apply in a lot of different ways for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, go back to that song. If somebody loves you, love them back. Look at what's in front of you. Don't look at what you had. Look at what's in front of you.
Yeah.
And
And I would add to that, look up. There was a song that came out, or like a poetic thing that came out a couple of years ago called "Look Up," and it was basically talking about, and it's good. I think we've all heard it. If not, check it out. It basically is what we were talking about. Look up from your phone. Look up. You might see somebody. You might actually have a conversation with somebody. You might see something that you wouldn't have seen if you're just staring at your phone, walking through wherever you're walking through. Look up every now and again.
yeah, I mean, my mom passed a year ago in July,
R.I.P.
and that that changed my life considerably.
I can imagine.
And I think a lot of that has changed a lot has happened since then. And my attitude for life, I used to be a very passive, didn't like confrontation, and all that stuff. And I'm finding myself now, like we were talking about earlier, where everybody's like, "Oh, you seem kind of," but that's because I feel like I'm
You're
finally
fed up with this bullshit.
Yeah, I'm finally sticking up for myself. I'm not.
Good.
I'm not thinking about that other person. Now this is what I want.
Good.
Yeah.
And that's
So
what
it
I'm going
should
to
be.
take. Yeah.
So it should be. And sometimes it does take traumatic life events, like losing a loved one or whatever.
Right.
It's no good, but it's going to happen. We're getting older. People are
Oh, I tell people all the time. I was like, we're getting to the age now. We're going to start seeing that more and more often. It's unfortunate, but
It is. I
mean,
just
it's
lost
just-
my aunt a couple weeks
yeah.
ago. I don't know if I've said that publicly, but Aunt Joni was huge to me and lost her. That was tough.
Yeah,
that was
huge
that was a
supporter.
tough one for me. 'Cause
Yeah.
She was a huge part of my life.
yeah, it's unfortunate. That's hard stuff to swallow when you lose somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But it's part of life, and we take it for granted. And and that's why with family occurrences and people that aren't talking to each other and making all these aggressive stances, it's like you don't know when the next time you're gonna. Maybe you never talk to that person again.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. I think.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, I agree with all that, and being focused on the present is really important for me. It's helped me stay focused on what my purpose is. And I also got a chip on my shoulder too, man. I do. I'm kind of like, I'll treat people with respect, but I'm done like doing extra.
Oh yeah,
I've gotten screwed so many fucking times, taken advantage of so many times, to the point where I as nice as I want to be and as optimistic as I am, I still got a chip on my shoulder, and I'm kind of like, fuck all that shit.
Right.
Like, fuck all this bullshit. Like, I'm gonna do me, and if people don't like it, then they can, kick dust or whatever. Like, I don't give a shit.
You're gonna
And
give
that's
the
just-
respect that people give you.
Yeah. Well, and common level of respect is it's always important, but
We win together and we lose
Yeah.
together. That's
Yeah.
the way I
and
look
it's
at it.
tough. And I've been fortunate to have had a lot of solitude time since I got my own place last year, and learning myself and appreciating being alone and not relying on anyone else to feel comfortable has really taught me a lot of lessons, right? So doing it on my own, saying fuck everybody else, still show love and like be good to those people and like do things for my family. But
When I said mine, now I feel like I'm just giving love to what I need to give love to. Certain people. I'm not just spreading it across the board.
yeah, not everyone deserves
yeah.
the best Jamie, and
Yeah.
like you have one of the biggest hearts. This podcast would not be where it's at.
Oh Jesus!
It would
we gotta do it every time.
It would not be where it's at if you didn't open
You
up your
guys would have
doors.
done it no matter what.
I don't know
If
about
you
that.
didn't open up your doors and give us a space,
We didn't have
I
the
wasn't
space.
even there when you guys first started it.
No, but you trusted us. You allowed us to be in your house.
We came into your house in episode 3.
doing this, bringing
and
strangers.
here we are
in.
at episode 230. Mm-hmm. 230.
Yeah, we love you, man.
It's a lot.
We love you, brother.
It's a
Well, I
lot.
wasn't there for 3, so
You missed it. Yeah. Well, it's going to happen.
or 2.
It's
whatever.
going to happen. But
No,
here,
I appreciate it. Thank you, but you guys are successful. You guys would have done it. You would have found a way to do it.
Yeah. Well, just like everybody knows, it's always good to have family in the house, and Beyond Blood. Yeah, both of you guys
So-
got that tat. I don't have this.
so
tat.
we got both. So we're going to put Arthur
Yeah.
on the spot right now before we go off the
Oh,
air and put it
great.
on wax, as we say.
Oh,
Yeah,
great. Here we
wax.
go.
I just learned that term tonight.
When
wax.
Yeah, it means
are you getting
something.
to Beyond Blood? Because we had a Beyond Blood meeting, and everyone consulted that Art should get to Beyond Blood.
on the on the left.
It has to
right
be-
here.
It's
You
got
gotta-
to be the same. It's got to be the same exact thing.
I
It's
mean,
got- it's
I
got-
think-
it's
I
gotta
think-
be the
I think it's a
jailhouse
dope looking
tattoo.
tattoo, and I got to do the same font, everything.
Yes.
Well, unless you want to do like butterflies and stuff. I mean,
See, that's the
whatever.
problem with your daughter. She wanted to switch
Yeah,
it up,
yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah.
no.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sam, but
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Austin still needs to get it, but no. You need
It's
to get
all-
it.
I'll do it. Do I have to? I have to schedule and pay for this?
Well, we all paid for ours, didn't we?
You guys all paid for your own?
I mean, we'll go, but see, here's the thing.
Well, I guess
though,
that
Jamie.
makes sense.
What we need to do is we got to get Damon in town, and we got to get Mark, you, me, and Damon to go to the parlor. We have
Oh,
to be
that's-
there when he gets it.
That's gonna be tough.
Well, you ain't got to worry. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, that's gonna tough. If
Yeah,
we were just talking about
for one,
getting
we got to
4
get
people.
We got to get Mark out of the house.
Yeah.
For one, and we got to get Damon to take time off, other than like
yeah,
hunting.
he's not even in this
Yeah.
state.
Yeah,
That's all right.
exactly.
He'll
so,
fly in.
so
Mark,
Well,
if-
I feel like I wear that tat here in my heart. I do.
all right. Well, that's the answer we're going to get.
If it's
hey,
contingent,
if you
on
don't
all
want
these
to
people
join the
coming in.
fucking Beyond Blood cult, it's fine, dude.
The
I
cult,
get it. Yeah,
the cult.
I get
What
it.
does your cult do?
We,
Absolutely nothing.
yeah, we're just cool.
We brag about our tattoo on our fucking left arm.
It does have meaning. Though,
Hey, check out my
you know?
tattoo.
I know the amount of times I've showed this thing on the air.
I pumped it up.
Bump it up.
We're gonna turn this little D to a big,
Big
D.
D.
That's so stupid.
It's good though. Like I'm sure Jamie, you experience it the same way I do. Like when people are like, "Hey, what's that on your arm?" And then
Yeah.
you tell them, and they're like, "That's pretty cool."
Yeah.
I like the meaning behind it. I do.
Usually, I mean, honestly,
I'll subscribe.
I've had more people saying like, "Were you in a gang?"
Really?
One time, yeah.
It's the font.
Yeah,
the
it's the
makes it
font
look-
and what it says
makes it
Beyond
look
Blood. It definitely sounds like a gang thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's just, it's like what it says, Beyond Blood. So we could be blood brothers or we could be non-blood.
Yeah.
We're all family. That's what
Yeah.
it means.
That's what it means. And yeah, you don't have to be blood related to be family.
No.
And that's been the theme of this entire program since day one, since Jamie came on. I think episode 3.
Yeah.
You know,
But no, you just showed me a video before we started about driving through the whole hood that brought us all together.
correct.
I know.
And the
That's
importance
a classic
of that.
place. I mean, as much as we all hated being there, we loved it at the same
Well,
time.
we wouldn't have all of this
Yeah,
wouldn't have
none of this-
blossomed
yeah.
if it wasn't for
Absolutely,
Quincy
yeah.
Bridge.
It's amazing that
Yeah.
the friends that I met in that apartment
That's
complex
crazy.
that I'm
Yeah.
still friends with today.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
over
almost 15 years.
Almost 15, yeah. It's been a while, yeah.
Long time.
Well, we're going to keep reminiscing here. Obviously, this conversation can continue and will continue.
Yeah.
Jamie, love having you back in.
Thanks for having
Family
me.
across the couch is awesome.
Yeah.
Glad to see you're doing well, man. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you, guys. I'm always happy anytime.
Yep.
I'll see you guys next week, probably. So.
Yes. Yeah,
No,
they've been finicky in fall so far.
We're going Wheeler Walker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
So you'll see us.
Yeah.
And we'll document that. So everyone that follows,
Hey, can we make sure that it doesn't take till next time I'm on your show to hang out again?
Well, we just did. Yeah. We're going to be at Wheeler Walker in 2 weeks.
But we know that, but what's going to happen after that?
We got to put it on the calendar, Jamie. Do you use a calendar?
Yeah, I got it right here on my phone.
Okay, we'll do that before you leave. We'll put you on there. I'll invite you, Kelly, and Kev to my place.
You got to go see his place.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice.
I've seen your fish.
I'll host. You guys come over.
You're going to call him Jefferson.
We'll get it going.
His place.
Oh, you're a Skyriser now?
Yeah, I'm on the 11th. It's awesome.
He's got epic views. You got to get down there. We got to set that up.
So I'll host that, and since I'm hosting it, I'll be the organizer of that event. And
excellent. I'll be
send
there.
some calendar invites.
Yeah, you guys can come down for sure.
Now let's eat some food, drink some beers.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Please be good to yourselves.
You deserve it.
Peace.